Buenas tardes. Muchas gracias por tenerme aquí hoy. It's the only thing that I can say in Spanish. Okay, so I have one question for you. How many do you know the Super Mario game? Raise your hand if you do. Oh, cool. I also know it. And I remember like it was today, when Super Mario eats the mushroom and he gets superpowers. Do you remember it? Those moments for me was kind of magic. And in video game design, those moments are called power-ups. And for me, Product Ops has a lot in common with that power-ups in video games. Okay, why? Because it really, really helps us to become much better. And at OutSystems, it did it. It helped us to become much, much better than we were before. It was kind of, we were getting superpowers along the way. And today, I'm going to tell you why. But let me start by explain when everything started. It was on March 2020. I had the new VP of product. It would be my new boss. And I remember like it was today, in one of our first one-on-ones, he told me, Anabela, you know, we need to improve the efficiency of our team. Really? And he was kind of, he always talks like this, full of energy. Imagine that it's like he has a Duracell battery that he charges during the night, so in the morning it appears always full of energy. But he continued. We need to improve the efficiency. And what if we start a product operations area? And I was, what? But what is this product operations area all about? And for me, I thought, okay, probably something like RevOps, Sales Ops, but for product, right? Probably you guys would think the same. But I realized that I need to understand the need. So I asked him, Gonçalo, why do we need a product operations area? And he told me again, Anabela, OutSystems is in the hyper-growth stage. And to cope with the necessary growth, we really need to improve the efficiency of our team. Imagine, we need to give back time to PM so they can be focused on the customer and on the product and not spending so much time in the office around tools and processes. And you know, our team also needs to grow. And it's really important to have the right onboarding in place so they can speed up the learning process. And imagine, even for me, I need product data, and we don't have the necessary product data. So, and suddenly he looks at me and says, so, Anabela, can you help me? And I was, oh my God, so, okay, let's do it. New boss, we cannot say no, right? So, I started by researching the market, and I realized that Product Op was, and still is a little bit, kind of a new thing, and that every company would tailor it to their own need. And we did the same. We designed it to the OutSystems necessities. And what we have done, we created the concept of product group operations. And our mission was to build a foundation for product excellence, where we have in one side my team, the Product Ops team, that is helping the PM team building the right product. Mainly, we work on everything that is connected with PM efficiency and communication across the company with all stakeholders. We have nowadays more than 30 PMs and 8 Product Ops managers. On the other side, we have the engineering ops, helping the engineering team building the product right. And they are much more focused on improving the efficiency of the engineering machine. So today, I will share with you how we did it and guide you to the amazing journey of our first 2 years. And I was moving from a product management mindset, I was to be product manager, to this new product ops role. And probably some of you guys, being PM, know, it was natural for me to use my product management mindset. So I decided to adopt product manager as my new product, and started by understanding who were our customers and our stakeholders. And, sorry. And suddenly, when we look around, Okay, it was easy for us to understand who are the customer, the PM team, right? We're working for the PM team. But then we had more than 20 group of stakeholders across the company. And they represent mainly 90% of our company. So we start in 1 month, we talked with 60 stakeholders from those groups, and we raised 76 main concerns. And I must say that some of the complaints were really, really, really fair. Things that needed to be improved. For instance, in one side we had the field teams really disaligned with PM, feeling very distant. They didn't understand the roadmap priorities. On the other side, we had this startup way of doing product manager. It was not working anymore for our reality. And in that moment, I realized that these 76 concerns, they were really much more than I was expecting in the beginning of this challenge. And I must say that for the first time, I was a little bit afraid, much more than a little, I was afraid of not being able to cope with and address these 76 main concerns with a team of just 3 people. Yeah. So I had to be creative, and after some thought, I remember Steve Jobs, and something that I learned from him, that is the importance of saying no. And a little bit like crazy, I start talking with Steve. But Steve, I know that it's really important to say no, but how can I say no to such an important stakeholder, like the CTO, the CPO, and so on? Please, tell me your secret. He didn't tell me the secret, but we ended up, and the solution for us was to define a very simple prioritization model that would allow us to be focused on the things that really move the needle and that allow us to have impact on the company level. So what we have done was, do you remember the 76 main concerns? We analyzed them, we defined patterns, and then based on the outcomes that we wanted to achieve, we have defined 4 prioritization vectors. And those vectors combined would give us the prioritization score. A little bit like roadmap prioritization. You have the score to prioritize the roadmap initiatives. We have here the score to prioritize the work that we need to do. And our drivers, the ones that we select, was the first one, impacting communication. The second one was the frequency, how many times in the month that things happen. The third one was the teams that were impacted, the reach, again, on a daily basis. And the fourth one was the impact that change would have in our product development lifecycle. And I must say that we still use this tool nowadays. It's really simple. It's our negotiation tool. Because whenever we need to say no to a stakeholder, what we do is to explain him that instead of doing these things only for his team, we need to do things that are have more impact across the organization. If we do his thing, we will drop things with more impact. So at this time, I have clear my priorities, but I missed something to give my team focus and direction. And for that, we have created this concept of focus areas. And in the beginning, we decided to invest on helping the product management team scale. In this area, and we started by helping the PM mainly on the collaboration with engineering and marketing, and really help them to analyze the process and remove inefficiencies. The second focus area was improving communication. Again, with the sales team, the field teams, they were really disaligned with us. And a couple of months later, again, Gonçalo, my boss, he calls me to his office and says, Anabela, do you remember the Super Mario brother? Yeah, sure, I do. Do you remember when Super Mario gets the flower, he gets superpower? Yeah, I love it, why? And he told me, okay, Anabela, for me, Product Ops is the product manager's flower. It really gives us powers. Even it myself, to me, with the data that you guys were able to give me, I'm having much more impact at a company level in the boards. So, looking at some of your faces, Probably you guys are wondering, why does Gonçalo think this? Why does Gonçalo think we are the flower? So let me tell you why and share the two main lessons from the first year. Okay, the first lesson is related with communication. From the discovery phase, we realized that 60% of the PM's use cases were inefficient, mainly because they were related with the huge amount of tools they had to use on a daily basis. We have Salesforce, some customer-made tools, Excel spreadsheet, and so on. And each PM had their own Excel spreadsheet to manage their customer feedback and product feedback. Imagine, I don't know if you guys will relate with this, but our prioritization process was done in a huge, huge Excel spreadsheet, like our release management process and our launch processes. So it was really, really messy, all of this process. And what we did was we centralized our product information in a single source of truth using one centralized product management tool. It's called Product Board. We studied different ones, but we use this. And what we are able to do with the process that we put on top of the Product Board is that we are nowadays able to manage all the feedback from all the stakeholders, customer, PM, sales, solution architects, think about all of them. And then we are able to associate the feedback with our product initiatives, and then we are able to prioritize the product initiatives using prioritization drivers aligned with the product strategy and the company strategy. We also are able to have different roadmap views for each stakeholder. We have a view for engineering with much more detail than the view that we use, for instance, with marketing, a different language, a different pitch, and so on. So after 6 months, we ate our first mushroom, and we had our first Power App. Okay, the product management team, our customer, they were really, really happy and amazed by the fact that we were able to improve 30% of their productivity by addressing 60% of the use cases on a centralized way. The second lesson that I have to share is related with communication. Again, from the discovery, relationship with stakeholders, especially field teams, was really complex. We had, again, a lot of tools to communicate with them, a lot of Slack channels. The process was really, really, really messy. And what we have done, it was to define a stakeholders engagement process. We sit down with them, and we design a just enough process that would help us to address the main issues regarding the inbound communication and outbound communication. And the game-changing event was the communication cadence that we put in place. We define it on a quarterly basis, when we interact with them, what is the goal of the meeting, so they clearly understand what they can expect from us. And again, we had our one more Power Up. This time, we have our stakeholders loving our work, promoting us, and recognizing our value. We were able to measure the engagement with the product management team using the customer satisfaction score. That was, we ended up the year with 86% of engagement score. So I think for us it was like Super Mario. We were growing. And what I felt is that every quarter we were moving one level up. So by the end of 2020, I think I can say that we feel stronger, myself and my team. And we had the PMs and stakeholders recognizing our value. We were the product manager, VP of product, super flower. And I think it was now time to grow the function, invest in different areas. And what we did was to select the develop PM skills as our third focus area. Again, from the discovery, we realized that our PMs were not prepared to cope with hypergrowth, and they need help. So what we have done was to design and launch an in-house B2B product management academy that would, based on the gaps that they need to do their work on the hypergrowth stage, we invited product gurus and designed specific training for them. So this academy is really useful for us because first, it helps us to develop talent. Second one, to retain our talent is a huge problem nowadays because they understand that we are investing in their career. And the third one, that is also good, it helps us to attract talent. From the community, PMs like to be in a place where they can have someone investing on their career. So, again, one small power-up. This time is the PM team that is recognizing that the time they spent in the academy and in the training, it really is help them to do a better job. We used the return on time invested to measure this, and we ended up the year with a ROTI of 4.5 in 5. So this is really good for us. Our fourth focus area. Okay, this one is more tricky, I must say, is deliver business objectives. So what we do here is to assist the CPO, the VP of product, meanwhile was promoted to CPO, and we assist him in everything that is related with strategy. Okay, since the strategy definition to the deployment across the company, and also to monitoring the execution of the strategy. And in here, we don't have numbers so far. What we are trying to do, we have created defining a metric for us that is, we call it strategy understanding, and that it represents for us the number of people that understand the strategy and is able to use it on a daily basis to do their work. So, and now, 2 years later, I'm here, we are here, and our game changed again. Now we are playing, we continue with Super Mario, we love Super Mario, but we are playing a different game. Okay, so this time it was the CPO that gave us a power, a flower. Okay, he gave us the chief of staff role. And this is really important for the team because we are helping the chief of staff, the CPO, on everything that is related with team structure, from org design, from engagement and morale, and so on, all of the things that are related with people. We own the budget and the resources allocation, and also I have the decision-making power when the CPO is not around. So the combination of these two roles, the chief of staff with product operations, are really, really helping us to speed up the pace on the path that we are doing to become a high-performance and high-trusted team. So, to conclude, I would like you guys to take one thing for this session. And remember, OutSystems, everything comes down to impact. So, if you are thinking on building a product operations area, try to be focused on your power-ups. In Super Mario Super Mario game, it means eat all the mushrooms. In real life, at least for us, it means to be always focused on the things that move the needle and have an impact in the organization. So, are you guys ready to do it? Gracias.